And what it did lead to, however, is a coming together of scientists around the world to create a vaccine in record time. And now the end of this pandemic is clearly on the horizon. Within the next month, everyone in the tri-state over 16 will likely be eligible for the vaccine, and we could return to a semblance of normal by the summer. For students, that could be even sooner. The CDC tonight revising the social distancing recommendations in schools. Local 12's Cassie Arsenault is covering that story for us tonight.
Keeping up with COVID guidelines and making the right decisions for kids' safety has been a challenging assignment this past year.
I think just for me, the real struggle has been, what does the CDC say and what kind of education is my kid going to get if I do keep them home?
Jillian Whitaker is a mom of 3, and each of her kids attend a different school: Walnut Hills, Covedale, and Dater Montessori.
Kids were previously sitting at their desks 6 feet apart from each other. Now it's recommended they sit only 3 feet apart from each other. While this will allow for more kids in the classroom, some parents are concerned it could increase the spread of COVID.
You know, I'm not a scientist, and I tried really hard this whole time to trust the science. I don't necessarily think it's super safe.
The Journal of Infectious Disease published a study that looked at COVID-19 in 251 Massachusetts school districts over a 4-month period.
It found that physical distancing of at least 3 feet between students could safely be adopted in school settings when everyone, students and staff, wore a mask at all times.
I think it's really dangerous and not very smart to send kids back in a much smaller space constraint right after spring break, because everybody's traveling.
Schools like Walnut Hills have been publicly criticized by the governor because they're still not back to in-person learning. The school claims smaller classrooms and the amount of students makes it impossible to return safely. It's yet to be seen whether this new guideline will change anything. And for moms like Jillian, who see how hard it is for kids to stay socially distant at all times, she's not convinced this is the best move.
If they don't have a significant portion of kids staying remote, it's going to be a nightmare.
Cassie Arsenault, Local 12 News.
Now, that 3-foot guidance is for the classroom. Students should still keep 6 feet away from one another at sporting events, assemblies, lunch, and things like choir practice.